Okay, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We are North Georgia's only live online morning show. If you would like, hold on, let me get set here. Put up another computer over here to my right so I can help keep up with a couple more things I'm going to try to keep up with. Put a couple websites up that I want to see if anything is breaking news. If you would like to ever email the show, it's chief@fetchernews.com, chief@fetchernews.com, or you can always text the show 706-889-9700, and you can follow us on Twitter at FetcherNews, at FYNTV. Do me a favor, take that out of my ear. Anyhow, so I want to go with bots, and I'm pretty tired of hearing. Okay, I'm pretty tired of hearing. And I sent you a picture. It just whenever you get it done, I'm the one that forgot to send it to Amanda. Just put it up there. These are we found some Russian bots this morning. Okay, and so every day, somehow, some way, there's our Russian bots of the day. We found those Russian bots, and every day there is a something about Russian bots in the media talking about Trump. And this story, we read this story at another time. We did this one a while back. Russian bots retweeted Trump 470,000 times in election run. Okay. Meanwhile, Russian-linked accounts retweeted candidate Hillary Clinton's post just 50,000 times. Okay. All right. Russian-linked accounts. Now, pay attention to what I'm saying. Russian-linked accounts. Okay, retweeted candidate Hillary Clinton's post just under 50,000 times. Twitter discloses in response to a Senate committee inquiry. Now, the Senate committee inquiry, stay here. Here's just the latest nugget to surface as a result of congressional probe of tech platforms used by the Russians to influence the 2016 presidential election. Now, I want to stay for that just a minute. Influence the 2016 presidential election. Folks, the influence is on a daily basis. Now, I hate to break it to some of you college students out there, but Kim Kardashian is not being followed by 18.2 million people or whatever. It's not happening, okay? I know that just crushed you, all right? It's some of you Justin Bieber fans that think that he's got like 3 or 4 million followers. Okay, it's not happening. Okay, influence daily in your life, and I like to stick on words because I am so tired of these damn bots and every single day. So stay with this. Tech performed used by Russia to influence 2016 election. These bots that we found here, they are being used on a daily basis to influence your purchasing, to influence messages that come to you by TV shows, messages that come to you by media sources, okay? They will not tell the truth, but somehow, some way, CNN has bots to all of their accounts that somewhere links back to a Russian company, okay? I could buy, and I know how to do it. I could do it. I know how. I could buy bots today from Russia. I could buy 5,000 bots. It's simple. It's a business, folks. Russia will sell them to you, and they're not the only ones in the world. And I could buy 5,000 social media bots right now. And Fetch Your News, or when you go to Twitter and you see FYNTV, it could have 5,000 right now in 2 hours set up that you look as followers that retweet everything we do, that turns around and makes it look like We have 90,000 retweets. I can do that in a half a day, have it done and ready, and just make it look like that we've had this thing retweeted 90,000 times. I just want to, this is basically for the college students, the ones that think that President Trump is only for the college students that think that President Trump has already given the State of the Union address. Okay, Russian-linked bots, accounts shared Donald Trump's tweets almost 500,000 times in the run-up to the election. In a document posted by a Senate Judicial Committee Friday, on a PDF, Twitter revealed that Russian bots retweeted Trump almost 470,000 times between September 1st and November 15th. Okay, so the thing about that is, you need to realize every day when they bring up the influence in America, fake accounts, fake accounts, Russian bots that we keep hearing, folks, they are making up fake people by the thousands. Instagram, Twitter, the list goes on. Fake people online. They are actually cloning real people. You can look at these stories. It's sad because it's getting to where you don't know what out there is true. You could read it online. I looked these stories up this morning, and I actually, I think it was CNN at about 5:10 this morning talking about Russian bots, and how fake people are online and real people are cloned online. Instagram fake accounts. Hundreds of thousands of fake accounts. Folks, every time you hear bots in Russia, you need to realize that this is happening all day long and influencing you over and over. And I just want to get that out of the way with the media continuing to tell us about the Russian bots. Now, one more before we get into our let's do this, Amanda. Let's get rid of the Russian bots here. Before we get into our class. Yeah, we'll do it as a class, right? Yeah. But I don't think I'm qualified to teach anything. I really don't. I don't think but I'm going to make an attempt. But it's only for the college students that think that President Trump has already given his inaugural address. I know the Grammys. It's 8:39, and BKP, you've not said a word about the Grammys last night. I personally do not care. I do not care. You too. I mean, I do not care. It's almost like I'm doing a Dr. Seuss book. I do not care about the Grammys, Sam. I don't give a damn about the Grammys and Jay-Z and Beyonce, and I don't care. I could care less. This is my Dr. Seuss book. I could care less Hillary Clinton read about the hamburger, and that because President Trump was concerned about being poisoned, so he went to McDonald's. I don't care. I don't care. The media loves it. I care more about this country than the damn Grammys and somebody making a political statement and somebody commenting that used to sell crack to children. I don't care. All right, let me get back to what I was doing. All right. Okay, let's put up Joe Manchin. And I want to put this up just for a reason. Let's not gloss over this one real quick. Find Joe Manchin in there. All right. I think I sent that picture. I hope I did, Amanda. Joe Manchin. I think that's what I got it named as. There's Joe. Joe let everybody know. I'm trying to watch for everything now from this point on, whether it be the governor's race of Georgia, Secretary of State race for Georgia, Lieutenant Governor race for Georgia, national races. I'm trying to watch every single week the positioning these candidates are taking, and it's starting to really come open now. I know exactly where the Democrats are going. I know you don't like that. Exactly is like exactly. 2 and 2 is 4. Exactly. But I know exactly where the Democrats are going here now. Now, Joe, he comes out this weekend and he's not happy with Nancy Pelosi's statements. And he is the Democrat senator from West Virginia. West Virginia overwhelmingly went for Donald Trump more than any state in the union. For those college students that still think that Donald Trump's already given the State of the Union, that's why it's the State of the Union. We'll focus around that word. For those kids, you know, we should have done a damn Pee-wee's Playhouse, right? You're right. What did they used to have? The word of the day, like years ago, you kids from the 90s or wherever you're from, where you used to watch that, okay? So anyhow, Joe Manchin, West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin here, said he's a West Virginia Democrat, not a New York Democrat. Chuck Schumer's using New York Democrat language. He's a West Virginia Democrat, much different. Okay, we're going to follow this West Virginia Democrat. All right, he has support for the president now in so many different ways because he's a West Virginia Democrat. He said yesterday on one of the propaganda shows that there's a big difference in a West Virginia Democrat. Wait a minute, let me see. How do you say that? It's pretty crafty. There's a big difference in a West Virginia Democrat and a New York Democrat. And the people of West Virginia know that. Damn, let me see if my memory serves me right. Stay with me. I'm trying to pull something from the Wayback Machine in my head. Joe Manchin said there's a big difference in a West Virginia Democrat than a New York Democrat, and the people of West Virginia know that. No, Joe, the people of West Virginia have learned from their past. And I love you people because Jay Rockefeller, you jackass, was a New York Democrat that went to West Virginia, became governor like 12 times of West Virginia, all right, and said he was a West Virginia Democrat, but he was really a Rockefeller from New York, you jackass. And then he became senator, Jay Rockefeller from West Virginia. You ever hear the old story of the coin flip on the plane where Jay Rockefeller was deciding? The Rockefellers had to find somewhere for Jay to go. So, you know, they were trying to find out where should he go into his political career. You know, and the Rockefellers were always the blue blood Republicans, the mainstream Republicans, up there to the left Republicans in New York, and the Rockefellers were trying to find somewhere to put Jay. And the story of on the plane, look, the coin flip, where will he go? Will he run for office in California or run for office in West Virginia? And West Virginia won the coin flip, and they said, oh my God, but he'll have to turn a Democrat to win. Joe Manchin, I hope that I can get this show strong enough in West Virginia so I can remind the people of West Virginia that they have learned from what is a New York Democrat, Chuck Schumer, when Jay Rockefeller went there, to never do it again. So the people of West Virginia know Joe Manchin is in trouble in West Virginia. He knows it. And he's going to try to run as a West Virginia Democrat. Well, guess what? Last I looked, every Senate and state every legislative office in the state of West Virginia is Republican. Joe, last I looked, the governor made a switch to Republican. Joe, last I looked, the other senator, Capito, which I'm not real proud of her, all right, is a Republican. Where are those West Virginia Democrats that you're going to find to vote for you against a good Republican candidate? So I'm going to leave it there. But Joe, I just couldn't pass that up. He is trying to separate himself from a North Carolina, a West Virginia Democrat versus a New York Democrat. All right. moving right along, just had to bring Joe up. Because when I hear, I just had to. Because yesterday I'm listening to this guy. I actually know him. I don't know him, but I know him, all right? I know the Manchin name. I followed these Manchins through West Virginia for a long time, okay? And it's a very big name. He's running on his daddy's name. But now I have to tell you, he's head and shoulders of Bob Casey Jr. up in Pennsylvania that ran on Bob Casey, the former governor's name up there, very popular governor. But Joe here, he runs on that Manchin name. It still runs thick in the state of West Virginia, even in Fairmount where the water runs north. That's true, right? The Monongahela. The Monongahela River runs north. It goes up into, makes the Three Rivers in Pittsburgh. Just a little thing. Anyhow, Joe there in West Virginia, I could not bypass reminding him Jay Rockefeller went there and was governor. So I can't let these guys get away with that. I hear that, it just turns my stomach. All right, Alex Azar officially takes the post today. Fine, Alex Azar. Remember, I want to get these out of the way, folks. The only reason I'm getting these out of the way is so I could get to the actual, I want to talk about the State of Junior. There's Alex Azar. He is your new HHS Secretary, Health and Human Services. This one caught me off guard. Bipartisan votes to confirm him as the new HHS Secretary. You know, Tom Price used up his frequent flyer miles for $1 million. Got a little trouble. You know, we spent $1 million watching shrimp on a treadmill, but Tom Price, HHS Secretary, former congressman of the 6th District, got caught using the airfare. You know, he got in front of the line. You know what really the equivalence is? You know, when you get ready to board the plane and it said, now seating rows, and you know 20 of those people are lying. You know, their ticket is like not where it says it is. Well, that's what happened to Price. He punched his ticket a little too early. But he's gone. This is your new HHS Secretary, Alex Azar. Former President Eli Lilly Pharmaceutical Company did work in the Bush administration, George W., about the time the pharmaceutical modernization, medical pill bill, whatever, went into place that we didn't have money to pay for. He was actually there when that went in place. Then he goes over to Eli Lilly, does his work there, gets things ready, and he's from Indiana, and now he's your HHS Secretary. There is some really, really hard work this man's done to get to where he's at today. Yeah, I say that as like, really? So he officially is the new guy in charge as of today. All right, now where do we want to go from here? What do I have here? I don't know what's next. Let's go to Jay-Z just really quick, okay? Let's go really quick to Jay-Z. Put the tweet up of Donald Trump, President Trump. Okay, now Jay-Z. Would somebody please inform Jay-Z? I think I got it. It says Trump Jay-Z tweet, all right? If you can find it there. It just says Trump Jay-Z in the picture. Somebody, I didn't send it to you. You better check your emails. I may not have sent it, but if I sent it, there's a 50-50 chance here. 50-50 chance I sent it. But if I didn't send it, okay, we'll let it pass. Someone please inform Jay-Z that because of my policies, black unemployment has just been reported to be the lowest rate ever recorded. All right, as a tweet that Donald Trump sent out. Now, let's remind everybody while they're on there, you know, Jay-Z, rapper Jay-Z, let's remember, he shot his own brother, stabbed a record executive at a party, and sold crack to mothers. You know, Jay-Z is the reason that Chris Rock came up with the line in the 90s called crack-a-lackin', right? Remember crack-a-lackin'? Remember that in the 90s? I mean, who didn't go around in the 90s saying crack-a-lackin', right? Did you find it? So would you just like to all right, I just sent it to her. I'm going to cover. I'm going to throw cover. I just sent it. I'm a nice guy. You people just don't know, all right? I'm glad I found that for you. The far-left rapper called President Trump a superbug and then went on to explain how black people don't care about his economic success because it's not about money at the end of the day. Now, this is a guy worth $810 million. They got his start shooting his brother. Now, wait a minute. Did he shoot his brother or did he shoot a brother? Let me go back to that report. That could be important. Oh, his own brother. You never know. I mean, back in the day when you're shooting, a guy in Chicago, black guy shoots black guy. Did he shoot his brother? I know you get so upset with me. It just sounds so racist. I don't care. Anyhow, shot his own brother, stabbed a record executive, and sold crack. And I believe he is part of the group that got, what's his name saying, crack-a-lackin'. Okay, that was Chris Rock. He was crack-a-lackin' good, that old Jay-Z boy back in the hood, back in the day when he had to do it. He said he had to do it, man. There was times when the power was going to be off. Let me tell you something. Sitting here before you, okay? Now, I'm not worth $810 million. Maybe I did not know the road to success. Maybe that is what's wrong today. Is because when the power company called, and they do, and they did, and they will, and said my power's going off, I did not revert to selling crack in the hood. But I know. Oh, let me see. You're in the damn hood because that's where the Democrats put you, my brother. That's where they put you. They told you, live in the hood. You don't understand, Jay-Z. You're worth $810 million. You and your wife's ass was sitting in the Situation Room with your feet up on the desk. And all I hear every damn day is the disregard for the White House, the disregard for the Oval Office. And Trump may have slapped a porn star on the ass, all right? Well, I'll tell you this much. He might have slapped a porn star on the ass, but he sure as hell didn't sell no crack to no kid. I'm telling you, I'm tired of this. Maybe that just went off the rails. I am so sorry, but I am so friggin' tired of this garbage with these people. Oh, you know what? You're in the hood because the Democrats said, don't live on my side of town. You go find all your Democrat politicians and see where they live behind their walls. They don't want to build a wall, but they got one around the house. You go find your Democrats with the fence. Huh? You go find your Democrats with all the security cameras. See if Nancy Pelosi's got the security cameras all around her compound. Okay? So you don't get in from the hood accidentally, and because she'll release the hounds on you, okay? The Democrats said, guess what? The Great Society, Lyndon Johnson, we're going to build you houses, and we are going to put you there. And then when you can't get out, you can sell crack to each other and kill each other, and it'll be quite crack-a-lackin'. And that was their JC. So I don't know. I should never said JC. Every time I say Jay-Z, not Z, and I see him and Beyonce sitting there in the Situation Room where actually we have to go into this room when we're under a national emergency or there's something, a crisis, with their feet on the table. I should never said Jay-Z. I should never said it. I just shouldn't have said it. Okay. Look, State of the Union. I'm going to come back, and I promise it's time for State of the Union. I'm sorry about the Jay-Z comments and everything. I know everybody's all worked up. Do you believe we should have paper ballots in Georgia? Now, we have been arguing this over and over for years about the touch screens, the Diebold touchscreen election machines in Georgia. But now it's a campaign issue. We'll talk about that later today, too. Amanda, take us to break. When we come back, we promise we will start As soon as we get back, we're going to start our State of the Union segment.